Hi, it's Karen Capello, and I want to welcome you to this training. If you've come out of corporate into coaching, I want to support you to win your biggest client yet. And whether you want to work with professionals such as business owners, doctors, or lawyers, or in corporate with leaders or executive coaches, I can help you identify and get the attention of and win your best clients. So who this information is for, this works best with people coming out of the corporate arena into coaching. And you've had lots of success in corporate and you're known for getting things done. And you're wondering how to have the same success in your coaching business. So the good news is you can leverage all of your time, talents, and treasures and your credibility to do just that. So a bit of my background, I came into the coaching business from the estate planning world. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. I can't even believe that I was working that long, but it's true. And I had made the $1 million round table in my second year. So I was a success, but I was used to doing it through hard work, and I was really exhausted. And so when I began my coaching business, the number one goal I had was to cut my hours. And of course, since I was working 60 hours, even if I went down to 40, it was only, I could cut it by a third already. But I've learned to cut my hours even more and do more with my time in each hour than I ever dreamed of. It just really is a different life. So let's talk about what it takes to win your biggest corporate client and how you can make that happen. I do have a few notes here on my screen, so I'm glancing down at my outline to make sure I tell you everything that you need. So what you really need to do this is an authentic confidence. And you may be thinking, well, I do have confidence. I've done things I've never even dreamed I could do, and I've been really successful at it. And I want to just say kudos to you. I believe if you've been in the corporate world and you're a leader, that you do have confidence and you have taken on a lot. And this will help you in your coaching business. And I really want to acknowledge you for all that you've accomplished and achieved. And yet, being in an entrepreneurial business requires a different type of confidence. Rather than leading a team, you're actually going to be leading yourself. So that's a different thing to do. Rather than having the structure of being in an organization, you're going to have to create and design your own structure. And rather than having a lot of people around you, you're actually going to have to design and create your own work schedule and work product for you. So it is a little bit different, and the confidence that is needed is a little bit different. So let's talk about 4 truths today that can build your authentic confidence. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why I use that term authentic. All right, number 1, let's see. To have a successful coaching business, you need to have a crystal clear marketing message, okay? You need to know who your ideal client is and what the challenge is you help them solve to get to the result that they want. This is the foundation of your business, and you can create your whole entire business on this strong foundation. It has to be done. And I've seen so many coaches who have created websites, businesses, social media, and they're not clear on their marketing message. And they've spent tens of thousands of dollars on all of this, and they're hearing crickets. You know, they're not getting the clients that they very much deserve. And it makes me sad to see this happen so many times. By the way, if this has happened to you, if you've done all this and you are hearing crickets or not getting the steady flow of clients that you want, it's not your fault. The coaching schools teach you how to be an excellent coach, but they don't teach too much about marketing or sales. And if they do, it's just a very little bit. And then there are a lot of programs out there too that are filled with all kinds of ideas. Most of these are tactical pieces. And they end up being like things you have to put together into a puzzle that you have to solve. So for instance, Do I need a blog? If so, what do I say? Should I be doing video? How do I drive traffic to my website? And all of these questions and this conflicting advice can put a person into overwhelm. I know even some days now it overwhelms me when I think that way. Yet, really, these are rabbit holes. These can be big distractions. And why I say that is, until you have a few solid, steady clients coming in, working on these things can drain your cash flow and also your energy. So you want to get those few steady clients coming in. You want to get this business going, and then you can start to focus on all of that. But if you don't have that, how can you get the business going? And I know you want to spend your time coaching. You want to make a big impact in the world. You want to change the way business is done. You want to create those corporate cultures or deliberately developmental organizations, or you want to help those solo professionals get more profit, have more self-care, and more time to be with their families, a better lifestyle, all of these things. That's what you want to focus your time on, not what's going on with your social media. In fact, I have a client that I said to her one day, if I hear the term social media come out of your mouth one more time, I'm going to go crazy, because really that can be delegated too once you're at a certain point. So the good news is the clients you're seeking are also seeking you. And that's the title of the book I wrote. And it's completely true. And when you have that crystal clear marketing message, you draw them to you. You can really find those clients and they can find you. It's an exact match. This is best done to create this match and this marketing message in a very calm state with your coach, not in a state of overwhelm. So let me give you an example of what I mean by creating this marketing message as your foundation. I live here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona, and we belong to the La Paloma Country Club. And right now, the club is undergoing renovation and everything's torn up. So we're not going over there at the moment. But the floors are torn up. And we have these beautiful photos and fabric swatches of what the fitness center and the members lounge and all that are going to look like. And everything is going to just be absolutely fantastic. But until they pour those concrete foundation floors and make sure that that's functioning, then all of that beautiful furniture is not going to be able to be used by us. The foundation has to function first. And so this is what I mean by your marketing message. You have to have that foundation functional. And once it is, then you can create all these beautiful messages all over the world. And you can spend your time doing more coaching and more of the stuff that you love in your business. And you're going to be, when you don't have to worry about those other things, you're going to be more of your radiant self and the person that you really truly are and that you bring to your clients. So it does take time to get this marketing message right. And I do have a process that I help my clients with. You've got to do some work on this, but I promise you that when you're done with that foundational work, that you're going to have a perfect, stable business and one that functions beautifully. And then you can do anything else you want with it. So you can draw your next biggest client to your business with ease once that's all taken care of. All right, let's look at the second truth that builds authentic confidence in your business. And that is getting clear on your unique and authentic approach. So what makes you stand out from other coaches? What is it that you bring to your clients? In the corporate world, you probably had to be very, buttoned up and wearing some type of a mask, I think, to be able to make it. I know I was. You may have created a certain persona to do this. And now in creating your own business, you want to be yourself. You want to be the leader that you've always dreamt of being, with your own style, on your own terms, in your own way. You want to be able to build your business on that strong foundation and have the integrity with your authentic self. That's the foundation that's really going to work. Your style, your own voice. And this creates a lot of ease. But you might be thinking, who is that person? After so many years of wearing that corporate persona, sometimes it's tough to know who you are at your core. This isn't your fault. You've spent so many times so much time in roles, so much time doing what your boss wanted you to do, what your colleagues want you to do in your company, that it takes some time and energy to unravel all of this. And when you come back to your center and your authenticity, your vibe is going to attract your tribe. And that's a very colloquial saying, but it's really true. And your next client and the one after that are going to recognize you. And they're going to feel compelled to work with you because they know who you really are. And so there are many different elements to creating this roadmap of who you are at your authentic self. Some of them you may know already. I like to look at self-ideal, values, purpose, but we actually look at 8 different reference points for who you are at your core in our foundation session. And with this, you have confidence to build your business with complete authenticity. Really, really cool. So let's look at the third truth that brings confidence, and that is you need to have a system for enrolling clients that's based on your marketing message and your unique approach. You're probably used to a lot of systems in corporate. You're used to consuming those systems and being in them, and now you need to design your own. And you probably already have some of these systems in place. In the corporate world, you had an entire sales team to bring in clients. And sure, I know if it was anything like me, corporate, sometimes sales overpromised, and then my team had pressure on us to deliver, but we had somebody to do that job, and that was a great thing. And I remember when I was going into business for myself, and I started to have to sell myself, and it felt very awkward to me. It really did. And I did make a mindset shift early on that said instead of selling myself, I was going to sell coaching. And that really helped. That helped a lot for me to be able to sell the coaching process because I so believe in coaching. I believed it then, and I believe it even more now. Yet over the years, I went on to find strategies where I didn't have to sell at all. Isn't that amazing? Wouldn't that be great? So you have all these connections from years past, working side by side with people, going to their kids' weddings, having lunch with them almost every day. You have a reputation and you're well known for being a hard worker and somebody that can get things done. And you know you can do that. And you have a vision for your coaching business. And you want to put all of this together. So there are ways to do this where the clients are going to come to you. They're going to ask you to work with them. That's really cool. That makes your business easier. And the clients you receive are going to be ones that are so aligned with your message and your style that they're going to be a dream to work with. And when you have this system of bringing in your next biggest client and then your next one and your next one after that, you don't have to spend so much of your time selling, maybe 10%, maybe even less, and you can spend more time coaching your ideal clients. So this gives you a lot of confidence. And since you aren't tempted to take on clients that aren't a perfect fit just to make your financial goals. And I want to spend a moment talking about this because this is something I don't hear people talking about too much. But when in the beginning, I took on almost anyone who wanted to work with me because I wanted to get my business going. And I remember that there were those who were not a good fit. And usually the ones who were not a good fit were the ones who asked me for some kind of discount in the pricing. They were a little bit more needy and maybe more desperate. And I wanted to help them. I was a little bit of a rescuer in those days. And I wanted to help them. So I took them on. And then they tended not to get their results. They tended to need more time, more of my time. And even then, it didn't happen. And what I realized is the clients that I could help the most were those that were willing to pay the price and that were all in and that were a perfect fit for me. So having my ideal client was not only a great idea and made coaching much easier, but it also was a sweet spot for me in helping my clients get their results. So it gave me a lot of confidence because my clients were getting results. So think about that in terms of your enrollment strategy and how you're bringing clients into your business. Are you bringing the ideal clients in? Because those are the ones that are going to get the results, and then that's going to really boost your confidence. All right, let's go into the fourth truth that builds confidence, and that is having a coach to help you through. That's the biggest shortcut in getting your next biggest client. Seriously. Being an entrepreneur is very different than being in the corporate world. And in fact, at times it can feel like a foreign country. And you may know this if you've been around and trying this out for a while, it can be a foreign country. And I want to share an illustration with you. Last year, I was a keynote speaker for a conference that was happening in Venice, Italy. It was so great. We made reservations at the Westin Hotel right on the Grand Canal, just like 5 or 10 minute walk from St. Mark's Square. We went over business class. We had such a lovely trip. And we had 2 days in Venice that were very different. I think we had 6 days total, but we had 2 days that were very different. The first day, we were out on the patio at our hotel, and right across the canal was this beautiful 16th century church, Santa Maria della Salute. It was gorgeous, and we wanted to go see it. And our waiter said, oh, it's only a 10-minute walk. And so we thought, well, let's explore. Let's go over and see the church. So we started walking. I had my phone and my GPS for walking, which I had never used. And so we started walking. And the cobblestone streets were very uneven, so we had to kind of watch where we were walking. There were walking bridges that were just filled with people holding hands across the bridge so we didn't get lost. And then, it was hot and humid, and we weren't used to that. So needless to say, 40 minutes later, seriously, we got to this church, and we were exhausted by that time. The church was air conditioned, and it was beautiful and totally worth doing. And contrast that with the next day, one of my coaching colleagues came to take us around, and she walked us over to St. Mark's Square, and we did some shopping. We bought these beautiful Murano bracelets. We had a friend of ours who requested a rosary from St. Mark's, so we got one with a Star of Venice, and we did a little bit of shopping around the plaza. And with this person as our guide, who spoke the language and knew where to go, it was also really so much of a relief. We had fun and joy. We didn't have to concentrate. We could just allow her to guide us. And that's the difference to me between having a coach and not having a coach. When you have a coach, it's like our second day in Venice, where we were taken around, where things got done in 25% of the time that they would have gotten done before. And it was just so lovely, and we enjoyed ourselves so much. So having a coach is like having that person that knows the way, that can lead you through those cobblestone streets and into that alley that is really a thoroughfare but looks like a dead end, and places that you don't know how to get to. And of course, there is that thing, you don't know what you don't know. Your guide knows what you don't know. So to have confidence to navigate properly, having a coach is the quickest and easiest way to get into winning your next biggest client. And there's another truth about this that I want to share with you. It's kind of a fifth bonus truth, a hidden truth, that when you have a coach and you're asking other people to coach with you, you're in complete alignment, and they're going to feel that alignment unconsciously, and it's going to help them move forward. And I've seen a lot of coaches out there who haven't invested in their own coach, and yet they're asking people to invest with them. And what happens is people are hesitant. They don't really know why they're hesitant to move forward, but they're hesitant to move forward. So having a coach yourself and in making that investment makes it easier for your clients to make that investment with you. Isn't that interesting? I think that's so cool. And working with a coach is the fastest way to get your next biggest client for so many reasons. It will give you lots of confidence. And I have to say, even in thinking about myself, when I have invested in my coach, in my coaches, which I have all along, but in the past couple of years, I've made even bigger investments than I was even comfortable doing. One coach that I hired, I think last year, within 4 months, I made back twice my entire annual investment. Another coach, within 4 weeks, I made back my entire investment. So these are the kind of things that that really make sense when you're a coach. And so you might be saying to me, okay, Karen, of course you're saying to get a coach because you're a coach, right? And you want to bring in your own clients. And you know what? That is true. If you've resonated with this message and you're the right fit, now remember, you got to be the right fit for my process. I'd love to be your coach, but that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying, there are 20,000 or more coaches in the world. Find the coach that is the right fit for you and work with that coach. It will make a huge difference. And I do want to say, when I started coaching, my first 3 months of coaching, I had 3 coaches. Because somehow instinctively I knew about this. If I was going to be a coach, that I needed to be a coaching client. And in my second year of coaching, second month of coaching, I had 8 paying clients. So this is the reason why I tell you, find the coach that's the fit for you. It will make a huge difference, and it will give you lots of shortcuts and be your guide. And you won't be like walking along those cobblestone streets, with your hair sweating, your bangs sweating into your forehead. You'll be able to have a nice, easy move and an easy way to go forward. So if you resonate with this message, if you've come out of corporate, let's talk. Many of my clients are getting their next biggest client engagements that range anywhere from about $10,000 to $70,000. So if this is the range that you're looking at, if this is who you're looking to work with, and you're interested in finding out more about this, get in contact with me. You can leave a message underneath this video. My team and I will be monitoring this even after the Facebook Live is done. You can reach me on my website. I'm all over the place. So just come to me and let's see if we're a fit, if this is something you want to do. But even if not, I'd love to know your biggest takeaway. Either way, what resonated for you here? What was a new insight that you got from this video? And also, what are some unanswered questions that you still have? I'm always looking to serve the coaches, to support you more. So let me know how I can do that. I would love to. And lastly, I want to really say thank you for being willing to share your talents and be a coach in this world. I guess it's probably true at any time, but it seems even more true now that we need thought leaders. We need people who are looking at helping to create corporate coaching cultures, are helping to create deliberately developmental organizations, helping to create greater profitability for solo professionals so that they can have the lifestyles that they want, so that they can spend more time with their family and get more of their own self-care. This is what we're here for, and I thank you for being my colleague in doing this in the world. It's really, really important. So for now, it's Karen Capello. I'm going to sign off, wishing you lots of success with ease and joy. Thank you.